Hello guys, now you have learned how iPhone 7 boot circuit works. Let's move to the diagnosis and maintenance of the boot circuit. The boot circuit can be regarded as logic board trigger circuit. To have the phone turned on, working conditions like power supply, clock signal and reset signal are indispensable. What's more, CPU has to get key components into power on self-test process and get the boot strap imported. Since there are many components involved in the process, reasons for won't turn on of the phone can be various. Repair related to won't turn on of the phone is also an important and difficult part of iPhone repair. Our course today will cover won't turn on issues most commonly seen with iPhone 7. 1. The phone won't turn on. Connect the phone with DC power supply and press the power button. The ammeter reads 0. First, measure whether there is 1.8 volts voltage on pin 13 of J4504. 1. There is 1.8 volts voltage measured on pin 13 of J4504. Power supplies for the boot process haven't been outputted from PMU. Try to replace PMU and test. If the problem still remains unresolved, then CPU has pseudo-soldered, damaged, or there are disconnected rails on the logic board. 2. There is no 1.8 volts voltage measured on pin 13 of J4504. Check relevant components of the power button circuit, DZ4401, R4402, and C4401. If there is abnormal value measured, just replace the corresponding component. If nothing goes wrong, continue to measure whether there is 1.8 volts voltage on C1925. If there is no 1.8 volts voltage measured, replace PMU. Tips: when dealing with won't turn on issues like this, we can also try to turn on the phone by connecting it with the USB power adapter. 1. The phone can be turned on. Then there is damaged component on the power button circuit. 2. The phone cannot be turned on. The fault is probably caused by malfunction of chips relevant to the boot process. 2. The phone won't turn on. Connect the phone with DC power supply. There is large current reading on the ammeter without power button press, which indicates that the logic board is leaking electricity. One of the three rails of power supply, VDD_main, VAT_VCC, and VDD_boost is short-circuited. We need to run diode mode measurement of the three rails of power supply one by one, so as to find out the faulty one. 1. First, measure relevant circuits of VAT_VCC. Run diode mode measurement of pin 5 of the battery connector J2201. If the measured value of pin 5 is abnormal, the won't turn on issue is related to relevant circuits of VAT_VCC. We need to check relevant circuits of VAT_VCC. If the measured value of pin 5 is normal, then relevant circuits of VAT_VCC are in normal condition. 2. Continue to measure relevant circuits of VDD_boost. Run diode mode measurement of TP0408. If the measured value of TP0408 is abnormal, the won't turn on issue is related to relevant circuits of VDD_boost. We need to check relevant circuits of VDD_boost. If the measured value of TP0408 is normal, relevant circuits of VDD_boost are also in normal condition. Then a won't turn on issue is related to relevant circuits of VDD_main. Tips: when dealing with large current issue, we can confirm the faulty component with temperature, rosin detecting method. The detailed step goes like this. 1. Set voltage of the DC power supply to 1 volt. Then connect the phone with the DC power supply. 2. Turn up the voltage of the DC power supply. Meantime, touch the logic board with your hand. The logic board should bear obvious hot area. 3. Smoke rosin on relevant components on the hot area. 4. Rosin on the faulty components should melt immediately. 3. The phone won't turn on. Connect the phone with DC power supply and press the power button. Current reading on the ammeter jumps to 200 mA and then stays still, which indicates that PMU got to work before the appearance of the fault. We need to find out the hot area on the board with temperature, rosin detecting method. 1 PMU is the hot component on the board. Check the 16 rails of power supply outputted from PMU. If nothing goes wrong, replace PMU. If there is short-circuited rail among them, we need to check the short-circuited rail. 2 PMU is not the hot component on the board. Check relevant components of the hot area on the board, and then replace the abnormal component. 4. The phone won't turn on. Connect the phone with DC power supply and press the power button. The ammeter reads between 60 mA and 90 mA. The fault is related to relevant circuits of PMU, CPU, or the NAND flash chip. First, check if the phone can be recognized by the computer. 1. If the phone can be recognized, restore it by iTunes, and continue the repair work with the help of the iTunes error code. 2. If the phone cannot be recognized, try to replace the USB IC and test. If the problem remains unresolved, then the fault might be related to the NAND flash chip. Detach the NAND flash chip from the board, and connect the phone with the computer. If the phone can be recognized by the computer, restore it by iTunes, and continue the repair work with the help of the iTunes error code. If the phone still cannot be recognized by the computer, check working conditions of CPU listed below one by one. The 14 rails of power supply from CPU, the 32K clock signal, the 24M clock signal, the reset signal and relevant circuits of the I2C bus. Common fault components of the boot circuit. Malfunction of the USB controller ICU4001 will result in issues like won't turn on, or not recognized by the computer. Malfunction of the NAND flash chip U1701 will result in issues like won't turn on, or stuck on Apple logo when turning on. Malfunction of CPU U0700 will result in issues like won't turn on, stuck on Apple logo when turning on, or keeps restarting. Malfunction of PMU U1801 will result in issues like won't turn on, or stuck on Apple logo when turning on. Malfunction of Q2101 will result in won't turn on issue. Malfunction of the battery connector J2201 will result in issues like won't turn on, or stuck on Apple logo when turning on. Malfunction of the baseband PMU BMU_RF will result in stuck on Apple logo when turning on issue. Malfunction of U2101 will result in won't turn on issue. And this is the diagnosis and maintenance of iPhone 7 boot circuit. Feel free to visit our official website www.driwatechnology.com. See you next course.